Let's see how long it takes these motherfuckers to show up. Well, okay, we got one. But just tell me if the audio just sounds like and I can pick up the headset and just do it by the phone. Because like, yeah, okay, this shit that we learned of yesterday. Wow, I'm not even fucking joking here. Like, it was enough to make me have to go like, what the fuck is going on here? All right, audio's good. All right, give it a few more minutes, and not a few more minutes, really, like a minute or two, and see, just in case anybody hasn't seen the link or whatever go out yet. Usually, I can kind of set it up. This is just basically a catching up what I learned of yesterday. I kind of went live at like 4 fucking o'clock in the morning. That's how crazy this shit was. So why won't my lighter work? Be right back. All right, I am back. And no, I'm not gonna hold my breath. It's got a little fucking wand thing that goes in front of my mouth. If I click the bitch up or whatever, it's just gonna you'll be like, it's too quiet. Then if I put it anywhere else, it's gonna be like, you breathe too hard. What's up, everybody? How are you? I had a little run in with some people earlier today on their well, I was gonna call it Twitter, but apparently it's not Twitter no more. It's X. Them fellers that was having issues with Amy and stuff. Most of them are actually pretty nice people, believe it or not. Because I don't know, everybody was like thinking of all these weird roundabout ways of going to deal with it or whatever, and I'm just like, that's not how Charles would do this, okay? Charles is gonna like fucking run out into the middle of everybody and just be like, "What's up, motherfuckers?" So that's exactly what it did. And those crankers, honestly, they're very lovely people, except for the two that I had to, yeah. Oh well, like I said, they were recording our people and our lives and shit like that, and I wanted to address it, and so the best way possible to do so is to just jump right in the middle of the bonfire and just like, yeah, confront them all in one shot. If y'all could see this mic right now, it's literally the complete opposite way from my mouth. Literally. Let me see if I can turn down the audio on the microphone or whatever. Edit mic settings. How's this sound? Better or worse or what? Reduce mic background noise. No, I'm not gonna mess with the automatic. Does this sound better or no? No, yes, but I'll listen to anybody other than Shibby. I figured you're fucking with me. That's why I said anybody but Shibby. Oh, great. But y'all can actually still hear what the fuck I'm saying, right? I had no idea why Travel's here because I told her information at it, and she's already seen it. But if she wants to hear it again, that's fine. I think Hoosier, Hoosier watched the replay on the live last night. All right, people. Well, Diane already knows, so I guess. Why would I need a voice changer? What kind of voice would you like? Well, Cal's mom is a big fat bitch, she's biggest bitch in the whole world. All right, as I was saying. All right. Be serious, motherfuckers. We talking about murder here, okay? All right. Apparently, well, first I got this form or whatever, and the form itself said basically the deputies reports and shit about what all went on the actual day of the 13th when the girls went missing, right? What are you talking about? I was talking to Shibby, Carol. Pull the stick up your ass. A less redneck voice? This is my less redneck voice. You have, oh Lord. If you call this redneck, oh boy. All right, y'all. What we're gonna do today? We're gonna talk about the Delphi murders, y'all. All right. All right. Now listen. Now we all know about February 13th, right? When their girls went missing, right? See, and the deputies went around all looking for them and stuff. And there was a really weird predicament thing because there was some miners spotted at Riley Park around the Ash suspension bridge on Washington Street. I think I got it right this time. Yeah. Get her done. Here's your sign. Okay. You might be a redneck, but yeah. As I was saying, the day of the 13th, some miners were spotted near the suspension bridge in Riley Park, which I'm not entirely sure how far away Riley Park is from Moynihan High Bridge. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is very fucking important, guys. So yeah, you might want to be paying a little bit of attention because well, it was enough to where I did a second live, which is like right now. So yeah. They didn't really say much in regards to what or who was found at Riley Park in the deputy's log for that day. But we're gonna shoot fucking far ahead into the future, like 4 or 5 months. Basically, we're going to go to May of 2017. A call is placed into Carroll County Sheriff's Department, and I'm guessing that connected also to ISP at that point. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I'm guessing. Apparently, there were some items found at Riley Park uh, underneath that suspension bridge, covered up with landscaping debris and stuff. That the people that found these items were seemed quite certain that they might have had something to do with the murders of the two girls. Did I get your attention now? May 2017. You heard that correctly. Yes, May 17th. Or not May 2017. I think it was like May about mid-month. Yeah. Apparently, the deputies had to meet these two individuals out there at the park to pick up said items. Apparently, they were 3 articles of clothing, 2 black T-shirts, and a pair of blue jeans. And as I said just now, somehow, some way, just by looking at these clothes, the people that found them were seemed quite certain that they might be involved in the murder. I mean, personally, my guess would have been like, they probably had blood on them. You know what I'm saying? So, if y'all think that's the shocking part, FYI, this was in the discovery that's not able to be used against Richard Allen because there's no connection to him, FYI. You know, the state's theory and all that shit goes totally out the fucking window, depending on if those clothes have anything to do with the fucking murders. Or when they got there, it all depends. We don't know what the lab tests were, but the fact that they were included in the discovery to the defense and stuff, if it was just bullshit, we wouldn't be hearing about it now. Catch my drift? All right, so let's get to the fun part. Because if you haven't been shocked yet, you're about to be fucking shocked. Okay? All right. Who is that? Oh, gee, okay, I got that. All right. Here's the shady part about the whole thing. And I'm not used to, okay, it takes a lot for me to call something shady, FYI. There's some fucking shade here going on. Okay. Apparently, the two people in question saw part, I guess, of these clothes buried under landscaping stuff or whatever. So they proceeded to handle this evidence and yank it out, and, you know, get their, I guess, DNA and everything else all over them because, you know, they had to unbury them and everything else and then take the cop over there to them. And they had to inform them that they indeed had handled the items and everything else. Well, here comes the fun part, guys. Anybody want to take a guess at who the two people were? Anybody? Anybody, except for Trial. Shh, shh. Or Hoosier. Shush. Yes, this was May 2017. Yes, that is correct. The two individuals that called the Carroll County Sheriff's Department and reported these items, the two people that found these items, the two people that dug up these items in May 2017, was none other than Chase Wilbur and Kelsey fucking Kelsey. Yeah, it was just fucking Kelsey German. Literally. Why are you telling me to shh? So yeah, but yeah. So basically, the two people that found the evidence got a hold of the ISP and everything else in May was none other than Kelsey and her boyfriend. Of course, they also handled said evidence and all that, which would dramatically explain why any of their DNA or anything else was happened to be found on the evidence at all. Which is great, great fucking news, ain't it, guys? Yeah, okay. I still believe in what I believe in before anybody even asks. I still believe that motherfucker had something to do with the crime, and I will until I find whatever piece of evidence that finally points away or eliminates him. I will continue saying that, but at the same time, I will be the first one to say, wait a minute, hold up, something ain't right here, something ain't right here, that fucking all, and I don't fucking like it. I don't like it one fucking bit. No sir. My guess is I'm not sure if they were bloody or not. Straight up, plain out and simple. But it believed. Okay. Let's see. Earlier, I walked around my yard just for the shit of it, and I found like a old shirt or whatever that was partially buried. And I wondered to myself, I was like, now why would I go digging that up? Well, I mean, if it's bloody or what, if I'm looking for like evidence of a crime, that'd be a good reason, right? What other reason could there be, in my opinion at least, why you would go and dig out these three articles quote? And apparently, like I said, they would have been sent to the lab and everything else before even declared as actual evidence in the murders. So whatever was on those articles of clothing, there were no other items. Just two black T-shirts and a pair of blue jeans, or like bags of soil or something like that. Maybe is what I was thinking too. But it just seems like a weird thing to do. Like it, they're not covered in blood or something like that. You get what I'm saying? You need something visually that you can see with your naked eye. Mm. Are you telling me, man? I go places all the time on an everyday basis where you can find strewn about clothes and shit halfway buried in the yard or whatever. That's. And can anybody at least tell me how far Riley Park is from the Monument High Bridge? I'm way too lazy to Google that shit. Diana, why are you so slow, dog? I literally said I'm going live. Hey, Chase is right on the form, you guys. Honestly, his name is right out in front and clear. So we got Chase there with Kelsey when evidence is found, and we got Bree at the fucking trails right around the time the fucking girls are getting murdered. So it's like I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And it reminds me of this story I heard. 7 minutes or so. Yeah, that doesn't fit the fucking time frame for Richard Allen. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. Not for see. There's a difference between see. When I laugh when people talk the timeline doesn't fit, timeline doesn't fit, and I laugh about it. I'm like, dude, that's 14 minutes and blah 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 blah. No, no, no. Now, people, the timeline doesn't fucking fit. Straight up, plain out and simple. If there was blood that matched those girls on those clothing, my complete and utter theory is completely flipped on its shit at this point. Plain out and simple because, yeah, there's no way Richard Allen did this by himself if that's the case. No way, fucking in hell. And it also reminded me of an old story. See, I used to get told these weird stories back when I was on the troll farm, right? And you could never tell if it was like real shit or like bullshit that they would tell you to see if you were fucking snitching on about stuff, to other people. There's like a Mark Cohen thing and everything else. And Mark Cohen's best buddy at the time was fucking Turbo. I love Turbo. She's cool. I mean, I'm cool with her and stuff like that. And she had told me about two specific events, and one of them I swore up and down had to be bullshit. And then, I figured both events at the time happened to be. Yeah, and I got into a conversation. It was probably like a 4 hour long conversation with Turbo once because I think I partially came up with this idea at the time. I got to think about it a little bit more. And she had already thought of it about it herself. So once I brought it up, we was like, shooting back and forth thoughts and everything else. What was said and was kind of confirmed was possibly that Bree Wilbur and Kelsey German had, and I'm sure everybody here has heard this before at least once, catfished a pedophile, aka Richard Allen, and somehow it's been like insinuated that they knew they were going out there to meet him, whoever he was, and instead they left Libby and Abby there and just left. It's like her. I don't know. The whole thing sounds at the time just the ending there just didn't click in my head. And math wasn't math, and so that's when I started figuring it was bullshit. And just one of those, let's see if he's a snitch, blah, blah, blah. But now to hear all this coming up again now is really starting to make me wonder because Mark Cohen used to lie about this kind of shit all the time. Like he was so paranoid and he wanted to make sure that fucking people weren't spreading things, so he'd lie to tell. What the hell was that sound? Weird. But he would tell everybody a different thing or whatever and try to figure out who was like snitching on him or whatever like that and shit. And you just kind of got used to it. And and stuff because he was like the big man around the group or whatever because he could do no wrong. And he seemed to get away with everything back then, honestly, except for one thing. And he loved to fucking try to attack me and shit like that. And yeah, he learned a valuable lesson. But yeah, as I said, and the other thing that Turbo told me that some this is the one that really sounds like bullshit, but at the same time it makes me wonder now if there's any truth to either of these, and that is that there was some sort of item that was used in the crime that was left in the yard of the holders, and what looked to be an attempt to frame them for the murders. Y'all can still hear me, right? Because this headset's making fucking sounds. It's just, yeah, I had a lot of thoughts on the bag and all that stuff, but I just didn't want to think that somebody's sister would be that kind of. I mean, my sister's fucking nuts, bona fide, and even they wouldn't do that to me. And I'm a guy, so it makes no sense. Uh, do I make you horny, baby? Well, do I? No, but anything's possible at this point. All I know is and then also today I received from the same source or whatever that gave me that information I was just talking about. A 27-page email sent by, I guess, Ron West, who is an investigator for some law enforcement agency concerning the crime scene of the Delphi murders. It seems kind of like some clicky shit. You know what I mean? And well, most of that 27 fucking page email is like all words and shit like that. So honestly, I was gonna wait a little bit and go live after I took a shower and everything else. But then when everybody was like, "You gotta go live," I'm like, "Fuck it, I'll go live." So I might take a little break or whatever, and then come back and do another live on that. I don't know. No, actually, I'm gonna plan on going live anyway, so it doesn't really make much of a difference. Just didn't assume it was gonna be that quick. That's all. But well, I thought by now everybody would either have watched the live from yesterday, or actually earlier this morning, or had heard about it. No, the email was sent by a cop, a detective named Ron West. I'm not exactly sure which agency he's with or whatever, probably ISP or something like that. But it has all to do with the whole ritualistic aspects of the crime scene and all this other shit, and somehow linking it to what I assume to probably be Odinism and everything else, with pretty fucking yeah, it's got good images and everything else in it that it seemed like something we could talk about, but at the same time I'm on the phone at the moment in time. So really, I was going to leave that up to Diana to see if she wanted to do that, because then she could just show you all the pictures and everything else, and stuff. By the way, yes, this information did come in regards from All Eyes and Yellow Jacket and the Crankers. Say what you will about them, but I do trust their information. So, plus, all the forms and everything were very well included. And if those are fake, then anybody that's seen them will pretty much verify what I'm saying here. It's there's some really good fucking fakes. But yeah, as I was saying at the very beginning of this conversation, minors were spotted, which I'd like to know a little bit more about that, to be honest with you, and about the evidence that was taken into custody. Uh, what did the lab say? Did they match? I'm assuming they did, whatever it happened to be. But when we're talking about minors, we're seeing at Riley Park, we're talking about a male and a female, two females. There's at least, I figure, going to be one female there for them to even be worried about these minors or teens, as you would say, um, for them to actually go there in search of Abby and Libby. Don't get me wrong, there's still been tons of nefarious crap going on. Oh, I also I had a weird thought because I'm leaning more not now. Okay, I'm leaning away from the whole incompetency thing and more towards the whole possible corruption. Because for the life of me, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't get over the fact of how what was it, 46 or 48, whatever branches of law enforcement that were involved in the Delphi murders, and not a fucking single one of them thought to say, "Hey guys, we should locate this car." I'm sorry, I don't no 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 no. I through a different source, I do know who apparently cleared the fucking tips and shit. And from what I understand of it, it is the same person in both instances that cleared Bridge Guy and cleared Richard Allen's tipping himself in. It was the same officer that or detective that did both. And by the way, the only reason I'm bringing that person up, he was also the one who took custody of the three items of clothing that I am talking about as we speak. So there's just too many roundabout ways. I was like, how do you not fucking track down the car? I'm sorry. Even if you toss in the possible other 5 or 6 different other cars that it could have been, how long does it take to go through that little 20,000 fucking person county and find as many of them as possible? Like a week, 2 weeks? Because as long as you find the car in 90 days, you got the car's brain. As long as you got the car's brain, you got evidence right there that can either eliminate Richard Allen fully or pretty much convict him in its own way because he would have been called out for lying and everything else. The fact that they couldn't even do that much is. I've heard some dumbass fucking cops before in my time in the many, 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 many cases I've researched, but never this bad. Never this. It's like, I'm not a cop. I've never trained to be a cop. I would put money on it. I, by myself, could have found that motherfucker in like 3 or 4 weeks. Tops. That's a 40-hour week, too. They had unlimited resources, overtime, the whole 9 hours. I alone, using little cops' computer and shit like that, man, I do believe I would have found that car and Richard Allen and everything else. Hypothetically speaking, if he's involved in all this, of course. And the fact that not only did the Carroll County Sheriff's Department not do that, the ISP did not do that, the FBI didn't do it, the marshals didn't do it, the GBI didn't do it, the GBI didn't do it. Need I go on? It's fucking ridiculous. It's literally the first damn thing to teach you in fucking detective. To pass the detective's course and test and all that other shit. This is like the common most bullshit things that you have to know. And they didn't know any of it. Well, that's what I was about to get to. I started wondering to myself. I'm like, it's really, really only the first time I even thought about this. I was just like, what if, like, it sounds fucked up. It really does. But at this point, what are we left with? Fucked up. Lots and lots of fucked up. And that is there like a possibility that Delphi murders were like maybe a distraction to get everybody's attention off all those fires and people get murdered by fires and all this other shit? Because I don't think it's by chance that now all of a sudden we have the FBI and everything else, zoning in on Florida and on everything else. There is no such thing as coincidences when it comes to stuff like this. And something's fucking wrong in Carroll County. That's all I gotta say. Some serious shit's fucking wrong in Carroll County. It's like, to me, hearing about a detective, every time I heard about detectives and the classes we have to take to become a detective, the first thing they were always told was, if you don't know who your suspect is or this, that, and the other, what you need to do is identify anything and everything you actually can. Well, even if you add on those 5 or 6 other cars, it's very easily able to identify that vehicle. I'm in Florida. I walked around, showed about 30, 35 mechanics, and damn near 80% of them motherfuckers said the same car. And I can explain why, but it's a pain in the ass and everything else. And most people either wouldn't understand or just not care in the first place. But you're just gonna have to take my word for it, I guess, because where the fin is located at the top of the car, the distance between the back wheels and the bumper, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's very distinctive ways that you can prove exactly that that's a 2014 to 2017 Ford Focus SE hatchback. Very simple. That does not match up to the 5 or 6 other cars. But even if you toss them in, it's a 20,000 person county. How much time with unlimited resources and law enforcement all over the place does it really take to figure that out? Sure, you want to take the tips, you want to, go through them and all this other stuff. I get that. 5 or 10 officers, detectives, whatever. That's all. Have them run around in different directions and locate as many of these cars as possible. Eventually, one of them is going to get to fucking Richard Allen. This makes no fucking sense. It makes no sense at all. I'm starting to hear a lot of shit about this. And it's leaving me with a realization that I didn't want to say, and I gotta let Dan and everybody else know, and be like, sorry, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Delphi is not over by a long shot. Because, yeah, anybody that wants to say Richard Allen did it 100% by himself, okay, I can see your point. So did he just drive those like 2 black t-shirts and the blue jeans, probably were covered in blood, out to Riley Park for no apparent reason whatsoever, and hide them underneath some tools or bushes or some shit? Kind of seems like a weird thing to do. I'd take my shit home and fucking burn it, right? That's just me though. And well, as I said and have been saying, there's really nothing that actually eliminates Richard Allen. So even if you make the murder happen by like 20 different individuals, he's still one. He's still going to be one of them. A blackout plate? Oh, you mean a plate that either by a reflective surfaces or whatever, or LED lights will cover up the numbers and shit on the car's plate? Or you could just use electric tape or duct tape or something like that, and just cover your plate. Kind of like in the the Devil's Den murders recently. What? Did I do something? What the hell is it wrong? There's nothing that eliminates Richard Allen. And it's not my fault you guys can't understand remediate level fucking math. That's not my fault. Somebody else is going to go hear either what I have to say or somebody else is they're going to use the same trigonometry and they're going to go through all this shit and they finally come back and be like, hey, that guy over there, the idiot, yeah, he's right. And then I won't be the only one sitting there hollering about this. Osbrook actually almost did that. I think he figured out that what he was doing at the time, and he was like, "Oh shit, I better shut the fuck up," because he's like, "Stop talking really fucking quick." Like, you do realize you're kind of making a case for Richard Allen's guilt right now, Osbrook, right? Uh-oh. And he got real quiet real quick. Mods, the person that I just saw named, if that person's seen, do I really need to tell you what to do? I'm not gonna have any freak stalkers on my fucking channel. It's fucking yeah, nuts. Period. But yeah, I mean, you would think, okay, February to May or whatever, these clothes buried under. I don't think it'd be like sod or anything like that, because plain and simply, like that would practically destroy the evidence, or at least most of it, because bugs and all this other crap. Thank you, Diana. It's like fucking, she doesn't get enough, dude. I don't even like me that much. Holy shit. But yeah, all the forms and everything I mentioned just now are easily available on All Eyes X or All Eyes or on Yellow Jackets X, Case X's X, and possibly her YouTube channel as well. And I do believe it's on All Eyes' YouTube channel as well. So these forms are, because I'm on a cell phone, I can't really show them to you or whatever because Diane's over here slacking, and not doing lives again. So I don't have a person that I could just be like, hey, post that. That's what I'm saying. I'm just tired of it. You know, it's one thing when if Diana wants to let her be around on her channel, that's not my business. That's not my channel. If you're on fucking my channel, there's obviously going to be me. Duh. So you need to just get over the fucking fact that, yeah, you're just fucking infatuated with me. Get over it. Seriously. I'm surprised she woke up already. The Mimi Monster had a massive day. She went and met new friends. Do I think you're Mustang? Nah. Very simply enough. No, I think you're probably Miranda actually, but Yeah, which is just silly because Miranda's allowed in here. I actually unblocked her and unbanned her, so why she would have to hide under that name? No, yeah, I think Elo Haas is probably fucking Miranda. Why would I think you're Mustang? You don't talk anything like. No, you don't understand Mustang. She's so infatuated with me, she can't help but fucking start screaming random hateful things at me. So yeah, if you were in fact Mustang, just me addressing you at this point, within minutes, she was fucking like, "I hate you," or some fucking weird random bullshit. Nah, I do still think you're Miranda, but like I said, I didn't say Miranda couldn't be here. So, but yeah, it would be just 1,000 times easier if I did that whole 27-page email and everything else with someone's help, or at least Diana's help or something like that. So I'm thinking about taking a break in between this live and another live to get all that prepared. That way I can take a shower and everything else and all this other stuff. But that's up to Diana. I mean, chuckles. See, you think you're original, okay? But yeah, I've been called Chuckles since I was like 12, probably like 9 or 10 actually. See, even right now, that's exactly something Miranda would say, word for word. Toodles. I mean, honestly, I could just test that theory, but I'm not that much of an asshole, so at least not anymore. So yeah. Ooh, it is after midnight. It's going to be an interesting day tomorrow. Well, today actually. It's going to be very interesting. August 7th is not a good day. I'm hoping I don't have to deal with somebody today. Yep. hmm But I have learned in my lifetime that, yeah, I'm probably going to have to. Um, it's already technically happening. It's somebody's birthday, and we don't talk anymore. I'm not going to name them because, um, well, I told that person that I would no longer speak of them, as they are basically dead to me. Best piece forever. What the hell are you talking about? Ban him. He ain't even got a wrench. Y'all take him out. No, it definitely. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what all I was saying, like early as fuck this morning or whatever. But I think it was like I went like 2 hours with that live, so obviously I think I had more to say on the shit. What you gotta hate on Randy for? Don't be mean to Randy. Randy ain't done nothing to nobody, man. Even if he has a kink or doesn't have a kink, I'm sorry. There's nothing enough for me to fucking hate on the man. I'm sorry, it just isn't. I mean, he either just well, as he says, they're not his in the first place. So if that's what it is, and that's what it is. But he's either in, or he's just into weird art, specific detailed art, and nothing wrong with that. Or he's into pregnant chicks as a fetish, nothing wrong with that either. Or lactation, once again, nothing wrong or illegal about that as well. I don't kink shame if people happen to have a kink, as long as the kink is not pedophilia. Plain out and simple. What? What lactation? Titty muck, dog. Don't you know what lactation means? Either one of those answers would be acceptable. Randy said to me that they weren't his, so that's the one I'm going to go with. But hypothetically speaking, even if they were not, or they were his, or whatever, I'm sorry. Yeah, the kinks that I just mentioned all have groups connected to them that are like over 100 million people that are into that same shit. So no, I'm sorry. It's like the villages down around here in Florida with the old people that like to swing and shit. Hey, to each their own. If that's what they're into, leave me the fuck out of it. I don't give a shit. Do what you want to do. Hmm. Stuff, huh? So what? I wasn't intending on staying up all night. To be honest with you, sometime soon I was going to end this live, and because I can't remember what else I said last night. So, but yeah, recently, like I've been trying to go back into my mind and my thoughts and everything else about all the weird things that I heard as being a member of the fucking troll farm, and we have to hear about your plan here. Is this concerning Frank Meister trying to fuck with Noe or what? Or was I not supposed to say that out loud? I mean, I don't even know what the plan is, but that's the only thing I can think of at the moment. How you not gonna involve me? You know I'm the best fucking planner of them all, right? Oh, I mean, technically, I could like really easily do that. Honestly, I'll yeah. Huh? What about Jinx? I got no problem with Jinx. Jinx came in here herself not long ago and basically had a very quick, simple conversation with me. And her, what she asked, in my own personal opinion, didn't seem that much of a problem. And honestly, I'm not weeping tears for Prop at the moment in time. He caused his own issues. You either right click the person's name, or yeah, if you just right click their name or whatever, and it'll give you a list of options, and you can just remove somebody or this that, and the other. I mean, technically we can't read what they're saying, but they're still there. So, but yeah, no, yeah, I'm sorry. As regards to all this stuff, at least recently with prop and all that, um, yeah, you got to see the whole story or whatever to understand exactly what's going on. And right now, no, he wasn't. He was not being a good guy here. There's no like, I don't know why they're attacking me in my videos. Hey, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You know, come on, bro. You know, you doxed fucking or elect 4 Pits doxed Jinx in a video. They had that video struck down. You put it right back up. Did not edit the doxing out, and then they hit you again. I mean, sounds pretty logical to me, because personally, I'm not fucking with Jinx. And what do you see? Jinx not fucking with me. Hmm, ironic. And like I said, after the second time that shit was put up, Jinx came over here and talked to us ourselves, and was this, that, the other. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't realize that. You alone, leave them the fuck alone. If you respond with an attack, it's just going to continue on and on and on and on and on. And I don't need to tell Prof that. He's not that dumb. He knows exactly why. It's not my business. It has nothing to do with me. And that's exactly what I told Jinx. I'm like, hey, man, I'm having issues with him myself because him and another person decided to disrespect the hell out of me. And I had to remind him that I may be portraying a very nice or evil at the moment in time, but I'm still fucking me. And no, I mean, we're adults here. I assume we're all adults or whatever else. If you just want peace, it's very simple. Even if you have to take a lick or two in the process and take a little injury to your pride or whatever, like just shut the fuck up. They don't talk about you. You don't talk about them. Bada bing, bada boom. Very simple. Pick your battles and shit, dude. Seriously, and I get it. Everybody is like, "Yay, 4 Pits did something and that." I get it. Okay, yeah, yeah. But that's exactly why we're always fucking at war with everybody. Plain out and simple. I tried to how do I put it? Squash all this shit with Amy and the crankers and everything else today, and I'm not gonna say I pulled it off 100%, but I think I did a pretty good, decent job of it so far. And in itself, I don't know if they're gonna stop recording our shit just yet because there was two of them that got a little lippy with me, and you know what happens when somebody gets lippy with me. So how it goes. No, the life is not over. I want to hear more about China Dick. You caught my attention now there. I want you to hear about this China Dick. Okay. I think earlier, Trio asked me if I knew about Paige Shirley. Is that the one that said Karina McClurkin had taken some pills or some shit off of fucking what's what's the fucking guy's Farmer Grant Grant? What's that fucker's name? You know, how can you not hear me? Well, that is a motive, but you know, personally, I mean, it's just my opinion, but I would never marry a 15 kind of chick. Wonder if she still accepted. And I really honestly hope that whole bed now being all up in fucking Florida and all kinds of shit ain't my fault. Yeah, I don't listen to Steve anymore. He's really trying to fuck with me. All right, time to just turn off the mic. I'm gonna end this in a minute, anyways. All right, motherfuckers, is this better? But yeah, in times of like severe trauma and everything else, a return to something you know and already are very well used to and stuff isn't really such an uncommon thing to do. So just the fact that he would have went back to his old life and everything else, that could have been his way of coping with the events that occurred. You know, just saying it's a possibility. That's all. I mean, I would just need a little bit more info, like yeah, I really would need some sort of motive. Like, what was the real reason? You can just divorce somebody, there's all kinds of different things that you can do to get rid of somebody that you're in a bad relationship or whatever with, that you don't have to murder them and your stepson or whatever son at the same time. I mean, I'm not sure if that's what you're possibly implying, but I'm just saying if that's what you meant. That's all. Yeah. And no, I mean, I just I gotta look at it from the perspective of all the angles, and that's why I always try to do that. At one point, I will sit there and go, "Yeah, I can see somebody doing this, but I'd have to see a reason or something like that." It's kind of like what's someone do to kill his wife and the two daughters? Chris Watt. Yeah, yeah. It's like Chris Watts, man. There wasn't like sufficient, as far as I saw, even though I knew he fucking did it. There just wasn't sufficient reason for it. And I think it wasn't even so recently that it's really starting to become now more fortified on the fact that that bitch probably had something to do with it, and at least knew what the fuck was going on. So That's what I'm saying. In fact, in my relationship, it was the exact opposite. Like she tried to murder me. Charles, did you tell your friends that you a gay for paid prostitute? Hey, bro, $20 is $20, bro. Man, money's hard to come across, man. It's like the levels of trolling that I receive. It's like I don't know. It's pitiful. In fact, it's just sad. Can you get any funnier fucking trolls to come and fuck with me? Like, is this supposed to make me mad? Hell, the Jew says worse things to me every fucking day. And I just tell him, hey, don't get mad at me because I'm going to heaven and you're not, bitch. Like, I don't mind trolling in my shit, but what I want at least is, come on, at least make an attempt to make it seem funny, at least. Because if you troll or either like get like are successful at it against me, I'll let you stay in here. Fuck yeah, I probably laugh my ass off too. But it's like, oh, I'm gay for paying prostitute, this and that, and this and that. So is your mom, bro. So is your mom. It's probably fucking Polly again. And yeah, I know your mom's dead. We dug her up for it. Weekend at Bernie's, bro. Everybody gets a turn. Sheesh. That's what. Hey! I'm just showing him a late. Like, look, come at me if you're gonna come at me, motherfucker. Don't half-ass it. That's fucking despicable. You're giving trolls a bad name. Now you're making us look lazy and shit. Do your homework. Come back with some shit. And come on, make a good attempt to fucking piss me off. That's what I want to see. I mean, honestly, that was like I said, that was probably Polly, and I love Polly to death, but yeah, apparently, or I hope that wasn't like fucking Keith or somebody. Like, bro, do not bring that level of trolling to me. Please don't, just don't. I'm trying to be nice here. We're trying to make it good, happy, passive, nice, evil. Okay, not a yeah. You offend trolls everywhere by that line of questioning just now. It was probably actually Mustang, actually. So, I mean, shit, my best friend, one of them at least, walks around daily telling everybody he's fucking gay. Actually, two of my best friends do. So if your attempt at trolling me is to be like and to imply I'm a gay prostitute, shit, money's money, man. $20 is 20 fucking dollars. Come on, like bring your A game, man. Come on, put some effort into it. Try to piss me off, seriously. I mean, if I'm trolling somebody, right, and I gotta probably make a new account and everything else to do it and all that, which you probably had to do too. And yeah, was that real? effort of going through that 15 to 20 seconds of creating that account worth that ugh, lame ass shit? What are we talking about now? Uh, Chud. Or no quad. What about quad? He was five. The boy found on the roadside in a super. That reminds me of the boy in the box. Who? I have actually a lot of people that have stepped over the line lately, as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna finish this the things that I said I would do and move on from that and stuff. So I don't know. Some people seem to have a the wrong idea, I guess, on why I do things the way I do with them or whatever else. And yo, what's up, Nicole? Emergencies. What happened to the doggy? It's not Samson, is it? No, not Samson. Did he eat a wall or a couch? See, I knew it. I just fucking knew it. I'm like, he ate something. I'll tell you. Mastiffs are infamous. Like somebody was just telling me the other day, they had two mastiffs and they walked away to get like a glass of water or something. And when they came back to the room, fucking the entire room looked like it was been murdered. Oh, hmm. I would well, I mean, yeah, I would check it for any like stuff in it or whatever, lacerations, stuff like that. Hit it with some eye drops or whatever, antibiotical if you can get your hands on them already, and yeah, that'd probably be fun. Hmm. Hold on, I gotta read what the hell that says. Yeah, Jerome Weeks, that Doug Carter. Yeah, it could be just an allergy too. It could be bacteria. It could be like there was a little tip with another animal or something, and maybe his eye got scratched, or and then it got infected, of course, and that's probably why it's definitely why it's swelling if that's the case or reason. Um, yeah, I mean, all of that would do is look at it, tell you it's his eye's been scratched or something, and they would just give you some, which you can just easily get over the counter at most at most pharmacies, or just go to a pea store and they'll provide you with a kind there. It's pretty cheap. Man, that gabapentin, man, that shit'll fuck you up. I call it being drunk without being drunk. You take like 5 or 6 gabapentins, like 500s. Within an hour, you're just like you can't feel nothing. You're just wobbling all over the place and stuff. All kinds of shit. Show comments. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm plugging it in this lab in a minute. Like I said, I'm gonna go take a shower and all that. I don't know if it's gonna be Diana or whatever that joins me, but if somebody else, if she doesn't want to, and somebody else wants to, that has a computer and they can pull up the files so everybody can see them and this, that, and the other. I mean, it's basically up to whoever. So I have no idea. Oh, I got a devastating plan to get rid of that person, and it would work perfecto. I call it the fucko. If you catch my drift, because I know why that person's spent a lot of time in the bad place, and that's all I'm gonna say. If you know the whole fucko, then you should probably easily be able to figure out what I'm saying. Oh, I don't even think I have to put it anymore. In my time, I've done a lot of drugs, though. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the other drugs pretty much fried my brain too. So imagine this is probably like the amount of brain I had left after all the drugs, and I'd say probably about 20% of it's left. Imagine what it was like when I started. All right, I'm out. Assalamu alaikum, motherfucker.